Hi, my name is TJ Scott. This is my Managing Human Resources Chapter 8 video summary. Chapter 8 was training the workforce. Um, Before I kind of get into a little bit of the details and I guess some stories background. On Chapter 8, I emphasized it a lot in the homework. I think Chapter 8 is, I guess, training the workforce, not really Chapter 8, training the workforce rather, is the most vital thing when it comes to employee operations. This is the most important thing. Um, Even if there's errors and employee actions in the future, I think everything comes right back to training. I've worked a variety of different jobs, all with much different training methods. I've done everything from just learn from videos on a computer for a week and then be expected to know exactly what to do, even with consumer interaction, which surprises me still to this day. I think there's something wrong with a pretty big, I'm not going to name any names, a pretty big operation nationwide. I think there's a big flaw in their training, and it really reflects when it comes down to their service. And then I've worked with companies that day one, you're thrown pretty much right into the gauntlet and you're expected to know exactly what to do. In both situations, I feel that I worked best after a few days or a few weeks, I guess, because I was thrown right into the gauntlet. I was expected to know and operate under things. I think people learn best. This generation, I think that's going to change over time. Who knows? The generation behind us may work best just watching videos on a computer and know exactly what to do. I'm not sure. Me personally, and I think a lot of people my age work best when we are just kind of thrown into things and we learn by doing it. Even though I learn by listening, I think when it comes to jobs and customer interaction, or you're just working a simple job, you know exactly what to do by learning how to operate within that company and learning how to do your job right from the get-go. So just a little bit into the details of the chapter. Key training issues. How can training keep pace with changing organizational environment? You have to consistently change your training. You have to know how certain operational influences are going to impact how you train your employees. If there's a huge change in a company and how they operate, something needs to change with the training. And I think a lot of companies lack that resource to be able to change something that big, that drastic, if they want to make a big change in their company. Should training be in the classroom or on the job? I already got into that. I think it should be on the job right away. I think there is a place for computers. I think that comes down to rules and regulations. When you want to learn, for example, in the food industry, you need to learn a lot about food safety, and I think that's learned best in a classroom or on a computer, something like that. But when it comes to consumer interaction or learning exactly how to do your job correctly and efficiently, it comes down to doing it over and over again. How can training be effectively delivered worldwide? This is going to vary greatly company to company. I think there's certain operations that need to learn how to operate the rules and regulations, work with them, and then in some situations work against them when it comes to big companies that are going to have a lot of rules. They're going to have a lot of scrutiny, a lot of people after them, and a lot of people in and out, a lot of different consumers directly utilizing their product or their service. And then some companies have to train. A landscaper shouldn't be in a classroom learning how to cut grass. They should go out and cut grass. It may take a few days and a few big mistakes along the way, but ultimately the best way you're going to learn is doing it. When it comes to manual labor, how can trainees be motivated to learn? This comes right down to the actual job. Are you motivated by the job? Are you motivated by what you're doing? Are you attacking something that you desire to be doing? And training is the same way when it comes down to learning your craft. You need to be able to train efficiently and be motivated if you truly want the job. I've been in situations where I didn't really want the job, didn't really want a job. I was doing it for monetary purposes. It was kind of a last resort type thing. I just needed a job. I needed to make money. And it was awful. I wasn't motivated to train. I wasn't motivated to work. And it definitely showcased from there on out. Training versus development. they have a lot of different things. What I think of training is learning how to do it. Development is learning how to do it efficiently. You know what to do, but let's figure out a better way of doing things. For example, you're delivering a pizza. Training would be, okay, how do I get this pizza through the computer system into the car and delivered to someone's house? Development would be, how can I do this twice as fast and make the customer ultimately very happy? I don't think there's a lot of nitty-gritty details when it comes down to training versus development, in my opinion. Challenges in training. Once again, this was a big part of the homework. Are you investing your time? Are you investing your money in the correct things? This is also a character type thing too, and I didn't really realize it until just now. It's going to vary person to person, probably pretty greatly. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that until just now. But different people are going to operate differently under different training environments. Some people are going to be susceptible to certain things, and others aren't. That's just the way people operate. So a lot of this was basically just this chapter was basically an argument on what training method's best, and the biggest thing I took away from it is how important training is, and how important training effectively and efficiently is, and how much that can influence the future of your company and employee-employer interactions. Training is, like I said, the most important thing in my eyes when it comes to employee and employer operations. Thank you.